In this module, I will discuss about double transit in astrology. And in this, we will understand the significance of transit position of Saturn and Jupiter. Now, Saturn transit is very important because Saturn is Kal, that is time, Samay. And this is Karma planet. And it changes its sign after 2.5 years, like 2 years and 6 months. So that is 2.5 years. Now this sign plays very important role because whatever you will get, if Saturn allows, then only you will get. Saturn is Kal, the time of fortune or karma, and he does justice to everyone. And if someone had been doing some mistakes, Saturn will show him the right direction. So let's understand Saturn's position in transit. Now when we check Saturn position in the horoscope, though all signs play significant role in the fructification of any event, but most important transit is Sade, that is the 7-year transit of Saturn. Now Sati is that time in a person's life when one is passing through 7.5 years, which generally gives a lot of problems, frustrations, fears and sadness in that time period. See, Sadasati begins when the transit position of Saturn is just before the moon sign. Like here, if you see, moon is in Aries sign. So when Saturn will transit over here in Pisces, then it means the Sadasati period has started for 2.5 years. Saturn will stay here for 2.5 years. And after this, Saturn will come to moon. This is Aries sign. Now this sign, this transit position, now this phase puts enormous stress on person's mind, body and soul. Then after this, for next 2 years, for next 2.5 years, it comes on Taurus. That is a sign ahead of moon sign. So this is the last phase of that Sadasati. This way, this is the end of Sadasati. This way, Sadasati phase ends with the exit of Saturn from these 3 signs of before moon, on moon sign and after the moon sign. And Saturn stays in each sign for 2.5 years. It takes total 7.5 years to exit this 3rd sign. So you can try in your horoscopes, wherever is the moon sign, just see if Saturn is before moon sign. That means Sadasati has begun. If it is on moon, it is going on. After moon, that means it is about to end. Now another most popular term is Kantakshani or Ashtakshani. What does it mean? See, Kantakshani is also called Dhaya. Now this means 2.5 years of Saturn. How to check this Dhaya or Kantakshani? Whenever Saturn transits from 4th sign of moon, that is Kantakshani. Dhaya. That Dhaya means 2.5 years. Then if Saturn transits from 8th sign of moon, that here, like in this case, here in Scorpio, this is Ashtam Shani. That is Saturn is in 8th from moon. Kantak is Saturn is 4th from moon. And here you have to check from moon only, because from Lagna also it plays significant role, but generally it gives more effects from moon sign. Now effects in Sadasati or Kantakshani, Ashtam Shani, what will happen? See, this phase of Saturn is that critical period when the planet of law and judgment gives its verdict. Now, in this phase, all your karmas are ready to give results. And wherever you took shortcuts, cheated, or did some wrongdoings or illegal action, that sector of life will be under fear, stress, pressure, or tension. Here it can be any area. Like if you neglected your health, Saturn will give some chronic disease. If you cheated on your partner, your spouse will give you hard time. If you were not fair and reliable in your work, you will face grievous times at your work. Good effects in Sade Sati. See, Saturn gives favorable results to people who worked hard, helped poor people, led a disciplined life, did not commit sins, and sacrificed love and money. Love and money was not the priority. Saturn is not a fearful planet. It actually gives you a long testing period to prove yourself. Therefore, if we maintain a poise and calmness, then we will surely get the outcomes of being disciplined and determined. Okay, so there are good effects also. Now let's see, what is Saturn return? What does it mean? After every 27 to 29 years, Saturn returns to that particular degree and sign of your birth time when you were born. So generally a person sees 3 phases. You will get the results as per the phases of life. And Saturn laws gets tough along with the phase. So what does the first phase means? See, first understand what does Saturn return means. Like I explained, for example, if Saturn is here in Aries only, so here we will say one is born in Sade Sati. This you have to understand. So when again after 29 years, Saturn came back to Aries sign. So this is first phase of Saturn. After 30 years again Saturn came back. Second phase of Saturn return. Again after 30 years Saturn came back. Third phase of Saturn. This is very important. And what does first phase means? Saturn separates you from your loved ones to make you mature, practical and responsible. This is Saturn return. Now in second phase, again when it came after 30 years, Saturn wants you to be faithful and authentic in relationship and occupations. Next level. Then third phase, final report is delivered. Usually it gives health issues. And if previously one had been careless, then Saturn takes everything. Here takes everything means health, wealth, relationship. It gives issues, it gives stress and frustrations, losses. See, Saturn will take away everything if one had been unfair. That means he had to face humiliations and heartbreaks. Saturn return will give that. So you have to check your karmas again and again. Right now, just understand the concept. What is Sade Sati? What is Kantak Shani? What does it mean? And what will happen? This will vary in each horoscope because Saturn will give results as per your karmas, that is sure. But there is a role assigned to Saturn in each horoscope. Saturn will give results as per that. Dasha will be considered first. Sade Sati will give results, but depends what work you had been doing. What is expected in this period? Sade Sati will give results as per that. Now we know about Saturn and the most important timeline of Saturn. So how to apply? So if you have a horoscope and you have to check the results delivered by Saturn, what will Saturn do? I will just show you an example chart how to apply it. Because in every horoscope, Saturn has been assigned a role. So first of all, you have to check strength of Saturn in D1 chart. Then you have to see in the divisional charts like I have explained. You have to see Saturn position in both the charts. In the Lagna chart and Moon chart, both. Like in this case, I will see Saturn position as per Aries Lagna also Leo sign moon also. Generally, Saturn results are checked from moon sign. If Lagna is weak, like Lagna Lord is in 6th, 8th, or 12th house, then moon chart becomes all the more significant. And then check Saturn's star lord. That is most important because Saturn will give results as per the star, as per the nakshatra. See which nakshatra is there. Like today, Saturn is here in Aquarius sign, in 11th house in this horoscope. So here we are looking at Lagna horoscope. We can check from moon Lagna also. Now today Saturn is here in Aquarius sign, okay, in 11th house in this horoscope. So this sign will highlight the source of events. And this will fructify a particular event in 2.5 years. Here moon is Leo sign. But you see Saturn is also here. So check all the levels. See if Sati is going on, Kantak Shani or Ashtam. Sati will be when Saturn will transit over here in Cancer sign. Then it will come in on Leo, then Virgo. And Kantak Shani will be when Saturn will come on Scorpio from 4th. And Ashtam will be when Saturn will come on Pisces sign. Ashtam Shani means 8th from moon. So check this chart and see Saturn influence considering Saturn traits. Saturn is in 11th house and aspects Lagna. So efforts and stress physically and emotionally. One will suffer. Saturn will give tough time because Saturn is aspecting Lagna, third aspect. And here Mars sign is here. This is inimical. So physical and mental disturbance can be experienced in this case. Then Saturn aspects 5th house. Here fifth represents health, children, love and creativity. And moon is here. Moon sign. Saturn is aspecting. So mental stress will be there because see you have to check Saturn from Lagna and moon both. At times you will see that it works from Lagna also. So always check in both the charts. And even if you see from moon, Saturn is in 7th house and it aspects 9th house. See, in this time health got bad impact. Mind is under the influence of Saturn. Okay. 10th aspect 8th house. Saturn is aspecting 8th house. So this is the house of sudden events, problems. Again Mars sign. So it will give issues. Now regarding job, if one asks about job, promotion, Saturn is in 11th house. And most important, Saturn is on Mercury and Venus. Whenever you have to see transit position of Saturn, see where is it posited. It is in a house, in sign, but see is there any planet? If yes, then when Saturn will reach the near these degrees, it will give results. It depends what planet is there. Here second lord is here. Finance will be improved. Then sixth lord is here. Third lord is here. Your job will be changed. There will be change in your job. A promotion can be expected. Here health can suffer because Saturn aspects Lagna and 8th house both. Regarding finance, this transit of Saturn can be fruitful. Now if you see from moon, for example, moon is here and you see Saturn is in 7th house. From 7th, Saturn is expecting 9th house. 9th house is a house of endings of job. 9th house is the end of one profession. So it gives a change in job. Saturn's 10th aspect will be on 4th house. So there will be some changes at your home also. There can be some construction work. There can be some renovation. because Saturn is the Karaka of construction. Saturn is aspecting. So like this, you have to check Saturn transit in a horoscope. You have to check from Lagna also and from Moon also, and see what results are expected. Because Mahadasha and Antardasha will be considered first, then you will come to Saturn. Now let me explain the transit Saturn effect on other planets. Let's start with Sun. Now Sun signifies name, fame, recognition, authority. Now Saturn is inimical to Sun, so it can give conflict in all these areas. What areas? Your recognition, fame, name, because Saturn and Sun are inimical. There is a possibility of dispute with your boss, higher authorities, or one can be upset due to father also, because Sun is the Karaka of father. Like you have to check, Saturn is there in a sign, but what planet is there? And is that planet friend or enemy? And then check the Dasha also. What is Dasha saying in that time? Then link these two results. If Saturn is on Moon sign, Moon is mother, mind, emotions. So a lot of mental stress due to work, career or relationship. Like I explained Sade Sati, so that is transit on Moon only. So this is a stressful time. Whenever Saturn transit is on Moon, it gives stress due to health or wealth. Then Saturn transit on Mars. See, what is Mars? This represents conflict, dispute, conspiracy also, debts, loans. Mars is a Karaka of weapons, surgery and enemies. So when a karma planet comes near Mars degree, then it gives some misunderstanding or dispute at work, because Mars is a Karaka of fights and disputes and conflicts. And if Mars is the Lord of 6, 8, 12 house, then one can face major issues, because Mars already is a Karaka of conflict. And if in horoscope also it gets the lordship and timeline also states the same, then it gives major issues. So you have to check all the levels. It is very important to understand the strength of Mars in the horoscope. If strong, then it can give minor conflict. Now, Rahu. Rahu signifies fears and insecurities. Rahu position in the horoscope states your desire, obsession. And in that, one can choose wrong direction or get distracted. So when Saturn, the planet of karma, it comes near Rahu degrees. For example, Rahu is here and Saturn has come on Aquarius only. So it either ends that house results, okay, or changes the direction for the better future. If the person is involved in such a work which is signified by Rahu, like foreign projects or online activities, new technology, then Saturn will make it slow, as Saturn is slow moving. But it will give some direction. It will remove confusion and distractions related to that house activity, because Saturn has come on Rahu. It will remove fears or it will make you more fearful. So it depends how strong is Rahu in the chart. So here the benefic aspects will be seen. Actually, Saturn transit on Rahu makes him check all the shortcomings which one might have overlooked in his career journey. Now Jupiter. If Jupiter is here only, like I'm talking about today's Saturn. For example, if Jupiter is in Aquarius and Saturn also come on Aquarius. Jupiter is benefic, most auspicious planet. Saturn in fact enables it work related to Jupiter Karaka things like children, prosperity, wisdom and even luck. Saturn here gives knowledge that is required in the work. So this is a good transit. Jupiter. Saturn has come on Jupiter. Now again Saturn, if Saturn is here in its own sign, Multrikon sign, and the transit Saturn has come on it. So after 30 years it comes. So this is called Saturn return. So one notices a big change at this time. So when Saturn completes its first round, your past life things start moving. Like the karma planet is mature to give results. The limitations open, good or bad, depends Saturn linkage with the things. Now Mercury. First of all, Mercury represents communication, marketing, intelligence, calculation, and even business. So when Saturn comes on Mercury, it influences the joyful and decision-making planet. And here Saturn being dark and slow, it shows limitations and discipline to Mercury work. Mercury is a sixth lord. If this is a natural zodiac, Mercury is the sixth lord of natural zodiac. Like if Mercury is here in 11th house, in Upachya Bhav, and Saturn also came on Mercury, so it gave increment in work, in career. So, like I explained, Upachya Bhav result states that one will get things in later part. Things will grow along with time. So if this is a house of gains and profits, so your gains will increase. So Saturn will come and increase it. This is the time. But remember, Saturn on Mercury will give good effects to those who were making good use of intelligence and cleverness. One has to work hard also. Else, Mercury can give anxiety and depression in work because Mercury is the Karaka. So it doesn't mean if Saturn transit is on Mercury, he'll gain only. It depends what he had been doing, what Mercury was busy doing, wasting his time, then it will give anxiety and depression because Mercury is joyful. If Mercury is strong, one had been working hard, he was using his intelligence in a constructive way, productive way, then Saturn return, then Saturn transit will help. And Mercury will give anxiety if Mercury has the lordship of 6, 8, 12 houses. Now Venus. If Venus is here and Saturn transit came on Venus. So now Venus represents luxury, relationship, love, music, and even finance. So in a way it is a good transit. So if one works for money, so money will be generated through career or one can get perks also. So increment in finance. Ketu. If Ketu was here and Saturn transit came on Ketu, what will happen? Now Ketu. This signifies detachment, blockage, and even disease because it has the lordship of Scorpio sign. Now Karma planet on Moksha Karak planet. What will happen? Either work will become very slow or blocked. But if work is related to Ketu, like research, in-depth analysis of a tough subject, research findings, or any document strategies, and if this work had crossed the phase of rejections, obstacles, depression, and then also one did not give up. And here if the intentions were to give best or contribute for the higher purpose of human welfare, then Saturn at this time announces his verdict in his favor. And Saturn changes his journey to the next road. Saturn is a planet of justice. Please understand this line very carefully. If a person had gone through a tough time, still he did not give up, then Saturn will give. Else it makes one very slow. It makes one think a lot. It is a blockage because Ketu is blockage and Saturn has come. It will slow down the person. But if the person had been doing Ketu kind of work, then Saturn will support Ketu. It makes one a yogi, Saturn Ketu. But if one had been cheating people or taking advantage, or one had been taking shortcuts to make his career for money, especially if this kind of transit is in 8th house, then Saturn brings the career to an end. Okay, so you can check in your charts. Now let's see what does transit of Jupiter says. See, Jupiter is the most auspicious planet. It is a Jeev Karaka, and this changes its sign after 1 year, after 13 months. So after Saturn, Jupiter transit plays an important role. Like if you're waiting for your marriage, first check the blessing for marriage in the birth chart, promise, then Mahadasha Antadasha, then Saturn will decide the timeline for 2.5 years. And then finally, Jupiter will give its blessing by narrowing the timeline to 13 months. So, if transit Jupiter is giving favorable combinations in the natal chart and is aspecting favorable houses, then one surely gets gains, as Jupiter represents abundance, prosperity, wisdom. See, Jupiter signifies your intellect, wisdom, high learnings, and spirituality. It actually develops the ethics and ideologies and principles of an individual. See, you should know the Karaka of Jupiter. Jupiter is a planet of expansion, dharma, culture, law and order. The more you understand Jupiter, the better you will be able to analyze Jupiter position in the horoscope, and then only you will be able to see what this transit is saying, what exactly it will make you do. Again, transit effects are always taken from moon sign or Lagna chart. Therefore, from moon or Lagna, check where does the Jupiter sign appears. Just see. I would like to share that between moon and Lagna chart, the stronger chart will have the Jupiter influence. So you need to see which chart is stronger. This means if the Lagna Lord if it is in a weak position, 6 at 12, then always see moon chart, because Lagna is weak. And moon Lagna Lord, if in a good position, then take the moon chart for transit analysis. So just see transit Jupiter in the horoscope. See where is it posited. Like today, Jupiter is in Pisces sign. So here in 12th house. Now whatever is the query, see if Jupiter is blessing that house or not. Because Jupiter aspects is a divine grace. So in this case, Jupiter rules 9th and 12th Lord and in 10th house. This is the status of Jupiter. Position is pressurized. 5th and 9th aspect will have positive effect. So here when Jupiter came on Sun, this also you have to see what will happen. Sun is the Karaka of authority, recognition, and Jupiter has come. So this shows promotion. And transit Jupiter is aspecting 4th house, then 6th house and 8th house. Here 8th house is aspected. So 8th house signifies issues, problems. But since 4th house, your home comfort is also getting the aspect, that means even if one will get some issues, some health issues, one can recover at home also. There is a positive aspect as well. You will get comfort. You will get increment. You will get recognition. But after sudden problems, humiliations, stress and obstacles, you have to take all the things. Now let's check Jupiter Saturn transit together in a chart. So you can check in your horoscopes, check the transit position of Jupiter. Wherever is it posited. Like here, in this case, Jupiter was in my Pisces sign. But you can see in your horoscope, if Jupiter is there in 11th house, then see the aspects. That aspect has got a blessing. That house aspect, plus see if any Lord is getting the aspect. Like if Jupiter is here in Pisces sign, for example, this is a Taurus Lagna and Jupiter is here. So Jupiter is aspecting So Jupiter is aspecting third house. So if there is any planet in third house, and then Jupiter is aspecting fifth house, any planet in fifth house, then if any planet is in seventh house, if there is no planet, then see the house effect, because Jupiter is blessing that house. You are making good use of that house or not, because divine grace is there in that house wherever Jupiter is having fifth and ninth aspect. The fifth aspect is the result of past life good deeds, and ninth aspect is the ancestral blessing. So if Jupiter is aspecting your seventh house, your relationship, business, this is getting divine grace. So are you doing Jupiter work? Or whatever work you are doing, is Jupiter allowing that work? This you have to see. Now let's see Jupiter Saturn transit in this chart. Here Mahadasha and Antardasha is Moon. Moon Mahadasha and Moon Antardasha. After checking Lagna chart, after checking the promise, then after checking the divisional chart, then we will come to the transit position. So here I am discussing only the transit position, because after checking in Dasha line, then only you have to shift to transit. Now here I see Saturn transit is here. Saturn return. First of all, you see this. Then Saturn is in fifth house. So check, is it supporting career house or 10th lord? This you have to see, because here the query is regarding job. When will I get a job? So you have to check step by step. So here I came on transit and checked. After Dasha, I came on transit. So is 10th house or 10th lord getting aspect from Saturn and Jupiter? This you have to check. This is the purpose of double transit. If both will allow, then only any event will be fructified. This is very important line you can write down. Now we see Saturn aspects 10th Lord Moon in 7th house. Then Saturn aspects 2nd house of finance. If you see from Moon chart, for example, if you have to see Saturn transit in Moon chart. From Moon chart, Saturn being the 10th Lord is aspecting Lagna and 10th house, where Jupiter is there. So you have to check in the Lagna chart also and in Moon chart also. See what is Saturn doing. Here in Lagna chart, Saturn is aspecting 10th Lord and 2nd house. Jupiter is here, 6th Lord Jupiter is here. So Saturn is aspecting 6th Lord also. So you have to go slowly, make few notes and check them step by step. Now let's see Jupiter transit. Saturn we have checked. Saturn is saying yes, you can get a job. Now let's see Jupiter. Jupiter is in 6th house. So what is Jupiter doing in 6th house? Here Jupiter is aspecting 10th house and 2nd house also, which is 6th Lord, job. Your service is getting Jupiter blessing. Your work is getting Jupiter blessing. So from Moon, Jupiter in 12th house aspects 4th house of comfort. If you see from Moon. Now make an Aries Lagna and see Jupiter is here in 12th house. And for Aries Lagna, Jupiter is 9th and 12th Lord. See, this is 9th and 12th Lord. And it is aspecting 4th house of comfort and 6th of job and 8th of pains. From Moon chart also it is giving some comfort. From Moon chart, Jupiter in 12th is aspecting 4th house. So this shows there is some foreign connection. because 4th house is getting aspect from 12th house. Now let's join all together. Look at the Lagna chart. Lagna Lord in 4th house. That means we can check in Lagna chart. See Saturn position. Saturn is here aspecting 10th Lord, Moon, and 2nd house, which is 6th Lord, Jupiter also. Then check Jupiter. Jupiter is here in 6th house and aspecting 10th house and 6th Lord Jupiter. So both transit are saying yes, this is a career time, one can get a good job. Like this, you have to see the transit position. And after Saturn, Jupiter, Sun transit is considered. And the joining of job will be as per Sun transit. This is very important point. Where is Sun in this month? Sun is here in Lagna. From Moon, it is in 7th house. And always see, if we check from Moon, 7th house is house in foreign country. And Rahu, and in Lagna chart, Rahu is there. Sun came on Rahu. So try to understand this point. From Moon sign, 7th house, Sun. So that is other house in foreign country, because 7th is 4th from 4th. So you can make notes, go slow, then you will understand. The more you apply on charts, then you will understand my point also. And okay, so we coming back to the Sun transit. Sun is here in Lagna. And Sun in Lagna aspects Moon, that is 10th Lord. And after Sun, you have to check Moon transit. That is the day of joining the job. So this you will learn with practice. Similarly, you can check about marriage also. Check Saturn effect on 7th house, 7th Lord. Similarly, you have to check Jupiter transit, Jupiter effect on 7th house or 7th Lord. Is Jupiter aspecting? Like Jupiter is here. Is it making any relation with 7th house or 7th Lord? And is Saturn also blessing? Then one will get married also. Then this double transit will support that event. But remember, if promise is weak and giving conflicts in job or marriage, then this double transit will support that event, because transit is only a delivery guy. He is only giving you the parcel, whatever the Mahadasha planet and Antardasha planet, they both have decided. So this way you have to check double transit of Saturn Jupiter for the fructification of any event. Okay, take care.